Now I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
I want to revisit inquiry. I have a sense right now, lately, I have a sense that there is no time, which kind of makes me tense.
Right.
And when I look at the process I've been through, I see a lot has dropped away. But I can also see how much is there. I mean, the more you look, the more conditioning you see. And so then when I kind of look at it over time, it seems glacial, the movement. And, you know, I guess I feel frustrated with that. And
so when all the conditioning is gone, then what?
I don't think of it that way.
How do you think of it?
I feel like there's a tipping point when it won't be in the way as much. Mm-hmm. Then some seeing can happen. I feel like there's a tipping point. Is that wrong? Okay.
Look, you already said there's no time. If there's no time, there's no tipping point, because there's no time. There's no time, there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow, no waiting for any tipping point.
I know this.
No waiting for it. Of course you do. That's what I do.
Well, I'm not. No,
tell people what they know. Now, I want you to understand that I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you're dealing with. I get that.
Thank you.
I'm just addressing it from a different angle. You see, I'm addressing it from an angle where there's no time, there's no becoming, and an angle where even though there may or may not be a process, that you're not engaging it from that particular point of view. Okay? And because, you see, when all of you kind of comes out of waiting for anything, in any way, that's really what I'm talking about. No waiting. I'm not denying anything in your experience, what you're experiencing, but my question is, what happens when you are no way at all waiting? You see?
I am at the precipice of that. There, so many times there is just this. But God damn it, there's just all of this crap that I just go on in my day thinking, well, I hate her and I don't like that and you know, and then it's like, no, just this. And honestly, and this is why I'm asking about inquiry, because then I'm like, well, I should do more. And I can't not believe a thought because I want to. And I can see it, and I see a lot. And it's just there. Mm-hmm. But I'm believing it, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And I there's nothing I can do in that right there. And it's not like I'm asking you to tell me what to do, because I know there's nothing to do, but then, and that's it. There it is. It's just
I know.
This.
It's the ultimate spiritual dilemma.
You know.
Of course, there seems to be something that needs to happen.
And there's nothing happening.
And there's nothing, and there seems to be something that one must do, right?
Yes, but I know there's nothing to do. I know it.
Yes, but not entirely.
Well, no.
Look, let's throw the opposites out again, okay? That there's something to do and there's nothing to do. Okay? Let's just throw those out for the moment. Because then we're not dealing in concept land. You know, and you don't have to hold it in a conceptual way. Yeah. Right? That there's something I can do, there's nothing I can do. Both of those are used in different types of teachings to point They're means to an ends. They're pointers. But neither one of them are really true. There's something I can do and there's nothing I can do. But let's just get rid of those for the moment. So you can stop with what is. Just be with what is for a moment. Now, what are you when you just stop with what is for a moment?
Just this.
Mm-hmm.
Just this.
And what's the struggle?
I still hate my sister.
Oh, okay.
It's just so silly.
Okay. No. You hate your sister.
Well, today,
Okay.
whatever.
So what? Whatever.
That's what it is today.
So stop trying to change it for a moment.
Yeah.
Just hate your sister.
Okay.
I mean, not because it's a strategy, because you just told me I hate your sister. So I'm like, okay, let's hate your sister. You're terrified of hating your sister because you think if you do, nothing will change. What if you do what I'm doing to you? What if you give yourself absolute permission to hate your sister? And by the way, I know this is very unspiritually orthodox. Okay?
No, I get it. I've been here. I've been there. I forgot.
Yeah.
Let everything be as it is.
Yeah. That's the worst that can happen is you forget. And you do, and forgetting happens. Forgetting happens until it doesn't.
And it's interesting how, as much as I can get up here and complain that I feel like nothing's happening, I mean, I can't describe what it feels like. The presence just grows.
Yeah. I know.
So I'm not sure what I'm complaining about.
I know what you're complaining about. I understand what you're complaining about. You're complaining about what many people in this room have experienced. Is they experience something just this. They experience an underlying reality, right? Just thisness, the okayness of everything, everywhere, all the time. And simultaneously, or the next moment, they may experience something completely different than just this. They'll maybe experience, I hate my sister. And there's only one thing that hurts more than never knowing heaven. It's knowing heaven and finding yourself in the next second or the next minute or month back in a momentary experience of hell. Then it's more painful because you know there's something else.
That's exactly right.
I understand that. And there's any number of people in this room that understand that, I imagine. That's the whole thing about truth realization. Once you've realized it, it hurts more when you forget it. I get that. I know I get that.
Okay.
All right?
But
that's part of what pushes you, propels you back into it, because it just hurts too much. You see, but we tend to, at that moment, we tend to engage with the difficulty, the striving, right? The struggle.
Well, yeah, it's like you say, the back and forth. It's like, oh, do nothing, and then you feel propelled to do something, but then it turns into striving.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
So it's not really about how to do better inquiry.
No. Not really. No, either you know how to do it or you don't.
I
And
have
by
no
the way,
idea.
let me give you a little heads up here, okay? And this is to any number of folks as well. I've said it many times. The time will come, and you may be getting to it, when all the tricks of the trade, all the spiritual tricks of the trade, those little chiropractic maneuvers of consciousness, right? That teachers use, and then and students realize, oh, I can do this, I can do inquiry, and it kind of pops me back into revelation. Oh, I can do this. The time will come when none of that will work.
I think we're headed there.
Yeah, everybody's headed there. They work for a while, and then the very things that used to work stop working. And it makes part of you like go into, oh my God, that desperate panic. Why isn't it working? Right? Because you will be directed, pushed, however you want to look at it, into this particular place where there's literally, absolutely nothing you can do.
You get
Where you're
squeezed.
powerless, and any teacher in the world is powerless, and there's nothing you can do. And that's the place that everybody tries to avoid with everything in them. Not the place where there's nothing I can do. And I don't mean a cliche little hip, non-dual, there's nothing you can do because there's no doer. I don't mean that nonsense. I mean there's nothing you can do. And then you're faced with it. Right? You see it when it comes to you. And it comes as a sort of devastation. And you can do what most people do. Either they get really despondent, or they grab some concept, there's nothing I can do, or they do anything other than just really meeting that head on. Just like you would have to meet your death if someone said, I'm sorry, my dear, you've got 24 hours to live. There would be no getting out of it, would there? None. There would be nothing you could do. Nothing. And if you were ready for it, encountering that nothingness, that there's nothing you could do, could be the best thing for you, could be the key to your own liberation.
God, one of the first things I remember you ever saying is, this is an ugly process.
It can be.
Or bloody, or whatever
It
it is
can be
you
a
said. I'm
bloody
like,
mess,
oh,
yes.
man.
Right. It can be. You see?
Okay,
Because you look, and this is no different, by the way. This isn't, it's played out on a different level, but in one way what we're talking about is a spiritual version of what any recovered addict knows. They get to that place where they know there's nothing they can do to stop their addiction. And only when they get to that place, whatever gets them there, do they begin to find the means to the end of being an addict. It's a total paradox, isn't it? There's nothing at all I can do, and only through that doorway, through that fierce grace, do you begin to realize the only thing that can be done. You see,
one thing that you said a minute ago is you can get to that place, and some people will try to grab a concept and whatever. I've always had a through line in this. And it has been something about just what you said earlier, and I was actually kind of falling asleep over there while you were talking. And then I woke up right when you said, really the only thing you can do is listen. Mm-hmm. Just, and it was like, ding, ding, ding. Like that's, let everything be as it is. And because then there's inquire, and you can do this and look and ask, is it true? And it's like, And I, when things start getting really wacko, I return to that. And so I guess I'm asking, does even that have to go? I mean, that kind of is my anchor, and I don't know if I'm grabbing onto a concept with that or.
No, it does. It doesn't have to go. No, just listen. Of course. It's just the difficulty is just a way of getting you to just listen.
Well, right. But it's the only thing that actually makes sense.
Yeah, because it's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Again, it's all about being conscious. Consciousness transforms whatever it touches. That's how it works. So it is the listening. And you encounter your mind's powerlessness and all that kind of stuff, and you just listen to that too. That's just listening.
Okay, I just needed to remember.
Yeah. Like I said, that's about as bad as it can ever get. You just temporarily forget.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm glad I came today.
I'm glad you came too.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.